It's been about 8 years since I got my first sim racing gear and started dabbling in Assetto Corsa and Automobilista. In about 3 months' time, I will come up to my 8th anniversary of using iRacing as my primary sim racing game. I had a lot of fun along the way, and I've learned an enormous amount. If I could speak to myself just before starting iRacing, I don't think I'd necessarily make myself any better than what I currently am, but I think I could seriously shortcut the time it took to get to where I am now, and that I would likely enjoy the experience more, as I'd be focusing my energy in the right areas, and not get so frustrated. The first point would be learning how to drive. I'm a lifelong motorsports fan, and I effectively grew up at the local track and thought I knew plenty about driving. It turns out there was quite an enormous gulf between what I knew and what I could then apply. I knew about things like braking hard in a straight line, hitting apexes, using all the track. My definitions of those things were pretty fast and loose compared to what is required to actually go fast. I'm quite a visual learner, what I call monkey see, monkey do. So I would watch hot lap videos and just copy them to the best of my ability. I was effectively rote learning corner by corner, track by track, without understanding why I should be doing any of these things, or how any of the techniques work, or how the pieces of the puzzle fit together. In the past 1 to 2 years, there have been some excellent content creators who have cleared the fog for me in this area, and I now understand the how, the why, and the what of everything I'm trying to do in a corner. That means I can then go to new tracks or in new cars and be on the pace far quicker, as it's not about rote learning, it's about understanding what it is you're trying to achieve, knowing how to do that and then executing it. It's also made it much easier for me to adjust during a race when I can feel that the car isn't quite happy with what I'm doing, and I can use the knowledge of what the car should feel like to change my technique in order to create a better balance for the car. Understanding the theory and reasoning behind how the top guys go fast has been crucial to my improvement as a driver, and would seriously speed up the improvement curve of anyone who wants to take the time to learn and understand the concepts. Secondly, knowing how to go fast is one thing, but if you can't do it around other cars, you can't race. I was terrible around other cars for a long time, as I was out there just being a hot lap hero for far too long. My recommendation to myself would have been to stay in lower classes for longer, learn how to race people, stay in the rookie or D, maybe even some C class races, and just get used to being around people, how to avoid wrecks, how to position yourself to make good clean passes. There will be a lot of mistakes on both your part and your competitor's part. Without a good bank of knowledge and repetitions, you'll continue to be uneasy and bad around other cars. If I'd committed to doing this sooner, I would have been far better far sooner. This one's going to sound a bit odd, but it's definitely something I needed to hear in the first 12 to 18 months of being on iRacing. No one is cheating, and there's no amount of gear or equipment or magic car setup that will fix your issues. It's just a skill gap. Because of where I live, the first piece of paid content I got was Bathurst. It took me a couple of months in order to do my first race there, and I think it was a GT3 race from memory. I qualified with a 2-minute 7, and the guy on pole did a 2-minute flat. I had scared myself doing the 2:07 and thought it was impossible for humans to go faster than I had, and here was someone 7 seconds faster than me. I assumed that either they were cheating or that they had equipment, some sort of secret to how that was possible. The reality is, I was terrible and I just needed to get better. Over the next 12 months or so, I put an enormous amount of work into my dirt road and rallycross and got to 6,000 I rating on my old G29 on a single 27-inch monitor. I've had my SimuCube 2 wheelbase and 49-inch ultra-wide setup for nearly 6 years now, and yet my dirt road iRacing remains almost identical, and my speed in that discipline hasn't improved at all. The nicer gear is lovely to use, and I appreciate it, but that is not the secret to speed at all. As part of getting to that level, I was interacting with a number of people in the esports arena. I had access to car setups that were being used in the World Champs. I would also get to try some road setups that very high iRacing drivers were using. What really blew my mind when trying these various setups in a range of different cars and tracks was that nearly all of them were completely unusable for me, and I was significantly slower when using them compared to the more boring or safer setups that I was used to using. So getting that top secret open setup from the 8000 iRacing guy who was winning will not necessarily put you in victory lane in the next race. That setup is built to how they like to drive. And while that might align with your driving style, my best guess is that it won't, and it will likely make you more uncomfortable and slower. The moral of the story to this whole point is don't blame your equipment, your setup, or think that other people have grip hacks or are cheating. The only issue holding you back is a skill issue. So go back to those first 2 points and learn how to drive faster and learn how to drive around other cars. Moving on to point 4, the best part of sim racing for me has been the people I've met, both online and in person. So I'd suggest to myself to join communities sooner and find those like-minded people. Most series will have a Discord, so if there are cars or series that pique your interest, join those communities, learn from those who are good at them, and ask questions. If there are content creators you enjoy watching, they may have their own Discord, which will tend to have people that enjoy similar things to you, if you also like that creator. Interact with their videos. Find the communities and people who can help you grow as a racer and who are interested in the same things you are. Your sim racing journey should be fun, and having people with you along the ride makes it more enjoyable. Just as they will share in your success, it's really fun to be along for the ride as other people hit milestones or achieve goals they set out to do. There really are a lot of people that have all helped in their own way to get me to where I am with my sim racing right now, and while I'm really glad to have met them all, I wish I met them all sooner. The last one is something I preach all the time, but it took me the majority of my time on here to fully learn and appreciate. iRacing and safety rating don't matter. Now I do appreciate that I have all the safety rating you can have, and I have more total iRating than all but about 30 or 40 people total, so it's a bit like a billionaire telling you money isn't important. The difference is, money can buy you things. Your iRating and safety rating are only relevant if you're looking to either compete in the esports events, which is approximately the top 0.1% of users, none of which will be watching this video, or to compete in certain events or series that have a safety rating threshold, but those thresholds are never too hard to achieve. These days I view sim racing almost like a martial art. I'm focused on always improving my technique, racecraft, my mental approach, and I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday. So I'm pursuing improvements in those areas. If my iRating or safety rating goes up or down, that's fine. It makes no differences to the races I can enter or who I'll be racing around. The numbers are there and I'll always look at them, but I'm finally completely mentally free of them now, which has also made my experience on the service so much better, instead of the mental anguish it used to cause me to see red numbers at the end of a race. Hopefully those 5 pointers help out some of you who might be in the early stage of your journey, or you might be in the early stage of your journey in a particular license you never raced before. Maybe some of these points ring true to some of you fellow old-timers who have been around a bit. If anyone else has any advice or things they wish they learned sooner, please drop them in the comments below. I'm still on the quest for knowledge and improvement, so anything I can learn from others, greatly appreciated. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.